The sun is barely up. It's Sunday morning in Springerville. For the BMW Group, it's the fourth day of a 4-day trip. Today's the day everyone makes their way home. For me, that's 250 miles west of here, with the sun at my back, which is mighty fine for me. Every motel in the area has motorcycles lined up in front of it. They're mostly BMWs, but everyone's invited. At the Econo Lodge, we've got a Triumph, a Kawasaki, Honda Goldwing, and a Can-Am Spyder. Sprinkled in between all the GSs, RTs, RSs, and K1600s. Today feels like a lazy day, a lower energy day. When you pack up to go home, you know the vacation is coming to an end. On Thursday, we rode here. Friday and Saturday were the fun days exploring the White Mountains and going for some pie in Pie Town. We took Route 260 to get here. We're taking some of US-60 back. Some might say Route 60 between Springerville and Show Low is not that exciting. Those people want twisties all the time. I think Route 60 along here is a beautiful touring route. The whole thing travels 2,655 miles from southwestern Arizona to the Atlantic Ocean in Virginia Beach, Virginia. We'll be diverting off onto 260 at Show Low. But first we'll grab some breakfast there, if we can find any place open this early Sunday morning. The landscape could be someplace on terraformed Mars. It seems that remote. Add to that the miles we had done the 3 previous days, about 250 miles per day. Getting back in the saddle in this kind of scenery, knowing you have another 250 miles in front of you, puts you in a faraway zone. You know you're going home, but that's hours away, on the flip side of a busy day. When we left Springerville, the sun was sharply pointed at our backs. By the time we get home, the sun will move around and start to point in our faces. Long touring on multiple days on motorcycles is not for everybody. You have to like being in that zone, the zone it puts you in. Until you feel it, there's no way to guess the effect it has on you. Roads like this are perfect for getting in that zone. You leave your body. At the same time, you're one with your machine. The rat race doesn't exist, all the while you feel the scenery come alive. The tiredness doesn't fade away. It changes into something owned and cherished. You're beyond needing a second wind. You rush into the next moment to find it timeless. Hills and valleys and mountains come and go, but the ride is always there. Everyone has their own pace on the open road. A couple K1600 guys blow by us. They're used to a cross-country iron butt pace. An 800-mile day is not unusual for them. They're followed by the sport bikes, the Triumph and Kawasaki. Sport bikes like any challenge of speed, but I don't think they're going to catch those K1600 guys. The rest of us are creeping along just above the speed limit. We're savoring the ride, and also looking forward to some coffee and breakfast in Show Low. The Kawasaki would like to pass, but no matter how remote the road is, there's good times and bad times to pass. The color of oncoming traffic can blend in with the scenery, and the traffic is closing in fast. Passing might become leapfrog instead of one straight shot. Still going for breakfast? Hell yeah! wasn't our first choice, but Denny's was the only place we could find in Show Low open this early on Sunday for breakfast. There might be other places. There should be other places. But as it turned out, this worked out pretty fine. As advertised, the Grand Sandwich is a hearty breakfast sandwich featuring scrambled eggs, sausage, bacon, ham, and American cheese grilled between slices of bread. I had sourdough, with a sweet maple spice spread served with hash browns. After this, and more coffee than I needed, I was ready to shift gears onto AZ-260 for our ride into Payson. We have to double back after breakfast. You can't take AZ-260 straight through Show Low. It splits up, the middle connection being US-60. And 60? In Show Low, that's known as Deuce of Clubs Avenue. If it sounds confusing, don't worry. We'll soon be out of here, rolling west, placing our bets when everything's wild. Some may wonder, mile after mile for all those miles. It's non-stop motion, but what exactly is moving? The bike under you is the most familiar thing you know at that instant, and the bike isn't moving relative to you. It's only the world that moves, and it keeps moving past you as you move through it. The ride is constant. The world is variable. Some may wonder, mile after mile for all those miles, what can you be thinking? What occupies your mind? Those who ask such things don't understand the question. If anything, the mind is not occupied while the world moves on by. The moment is present. The chatter of mind is not. Riding is sustained action, like falling, like dreaming, like being alive. As we approached Payson, we were just about halfway home. Every mile now brought us back to the more familiar. Payson, Pine, Strawberry, Camp Verde, Dewey Humboldt, and beyond, the well-known streets of home. As things got more familiar, we were riding the roads we usually ride on day rides, not 4-day rides. There's less adventure with the well-known day ride roads. Coming back meant leaving the mountains, the prairies, the open spaces. We'd be getting back to interstate freeways and roundabouts and city congestion. Just when we were most tired, we'd have to be most alert. But that was okay. We were riding high on the feeling of the 4 days behind us. It was a fun 4 days.